Speaking of the club, right? I heard you tell a story before about how Puffy, he took you to a club before, and you seen a whole lot of weird shit.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, when you put my bag
Daddy, I like when you...
What's going on, y'all? I'm chilling.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Rapper Xzibit has exposed Diddy's purported infatuation with gay bars in a surprising disclosure. Diddy loves it, according to Xzibit, and frequents these clubs with his crew. Many admirers are now curious about Diddy's genuine preferences and any other secrets he could be keeping in light of this news. How far-reaching is Diddy's adoration of gay clubs? What more details regarding Diddy's private life does Xzibit divulge? Let's investigate.
We got invited to a Puffy party, the New Year's Eve party. Went to the party, you know.
All dudes?
When hanging out with Diddy and Kyrene Superhead Steffens at a Miami New Year's party, Xzibit described an embarrassing situation that happened. During a conversation with Foxhole Radio on Sirius Satellites, Xzibit spilled the beans and shared some intriguing details about Diddy's infatuation with gay bars. The singer of X, real name Alvin Joiner, recalls a day when he unintentionally went to a gay bar in Miami, Florida, with the head of Bad Boy Records. According to Xzibit, the entire gay night occurred on a recent New Year's Eve in South Beach, Florida. It all started at a home party where Xzibit chatted up Superhead, a self-described video vixen whom Combs obviously didn't like.
Puffy calls me outside, he's like, hey man, you know, that girl you know about the girl you, I was like, yeah, nigga, yeah, everybody know, but you know what I'm saying, what's happening? You know, he's like, you know, that's the devil.
Soon after, Puffy piled his group into a car and made an awkward journey to a club with Xzibit, Superhead, and other members. Everything changed in the West Coast rapper's story when he accepted Diddy's invitation to go to a club with Steffens. We get to this club and we walk in a back way. It's the VIP lounge, ain't nobody in there. The club is going, it's jumping, and I'm sitting there with Superhead, said X. After a bit, Combs exited to do his business, and Superhead and he walked downstairs to have some beverages. He really started to feel unsteady in his firmly heterosexual boots there.
To the house, and then, you know, he invited us to the house is with me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Superhead.
Yeah. So she takes me, you know.
X further claims that while they were seated there and bobbing to the music and enjoying their drinks, Superhead pointed to a corner. Then X witnessed two men kissing in the corner, giving him the shock of his life. Superhead once more pointed in another way where another man was dancing but was butt-ass mute since X hasn't quite recovered from the shock.
Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? We leave the club directly. I didn't say peace to nobody. I didn't see nobody.
X departed without informing Diddy because he was so shocked, saying, "We take off. We leave the club directly. I didn't say peace to anybody. It was suspect. You can chalk it up to being in Miami or whatever," concluded Xzibit. "But I have been in a gang of clubs. I ain't never mistakenly stepped into a club with that kind of activity." There it is. Moreover, there are also persistent claims that the well-known hip-hop producer and entrepreneur known as Diddy is gay. If you don't know, Jaguar Wrights recently dropped bong footage in which she claimed that a friend of hers who was Diddy's employee at the time saw Diddy making out with Christopher Williams. The experience traumatized the former employee.
Walking in, and when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff.
Jaguar continued, claiming that because the other two participants had no intention of stopping, her buddy had to leave the room. You wouldn't believe it, but 50 Cent, a well-known fellow artist, also made a sexual allusion to Diddy.
Sorry, I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under the leadership of Putty Daddy. Report to the nearest brain.
Supporters are delighted to accept 50 Cent's conclusion. "I truly believe all these rich celebrities are gay as Y'all can't tell me Diddy ain't gay. He slipped up one too many times." Meanwhile, 50 Cent uploaded 2 images to Instagram that attempted to suggest that Diddy and Ross are gay before saying that it would not be right if they were. One shot depicted the couple performing on stage in a picture that appears to show them kissing due to the angle at which it was taken. The other image showed Steve Stout, a former record executive, being hugged by Diddy, who was wearing a pink shirt. I ain't saying nothing, but something ain't right. Hell now, together with the images, 50 Cent also wrote. However, it appears he swiftly changed his mind, as the then 38-year-old quickly took the message down from his social networking site. Although Diddy has long been the focus of LGBT allegations, the tale of his flavor camp, where Diddy apparently sends his young music Portuguese, is what really disturbs. Usher, who was only 14 years old when Ella Reid moved him to reside at Diddy's house, is one of these young men.
Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
camp.
what it was called.
Well, very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it. I like when you like this, Daddy.
That's not all. Though, with all the controversy surrounding Diddy's sexuality, an old interview with Kevin Hart has surfaced in which he inadvertently claims that he and Usher once shared a bed.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out.
It's no secret that drinking alcohol occasionally causes the time to relax and results in more honest moments. Although Diddy might have been drunk, that doesn't necessarily invalidate the truth of what he said. In fact, it increases the likelihood that he was telling the truth. However, the ill Kim Porter herself provided further evidence of this intoxicated error. Many sources state it was also stated by Kim that Usher's mother confronted P. Diddy about sleeping with Usher when he was only 14. There is actually a clip of the two at a party being hosted by Kevin Hart when P. Diddy slipped up and mentioned how he and Usher used to be in bed together. Not only that, but Gene Deal said that he was present while Diddy was looking at homosexual adult toys.
Picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plug.
Moreover, Diddy's former bodyguard claimed that Puff was frequently sexually fluid.
And he said, yo, Gene, watch the door, don't let nobody come through here. And I said I watched the door. If I watched the door and him and a man ran out naked.
He continued by claiming that he had witnessed Diddy performing gay behaviors, saying, I know that for a fact because I was right there. He said, yo, Gene, watch the door and don't let nobody come through. I said, I'll watch the door, and while I watched the door, he and a man ran out naked, he said emphatically. I'm telling you what I saw. Gene Deal went on to say that he witnessed males being enticed and set up by ladies at Diddy's events, only for them to afterward find themselves in uncomfortable situations with white men. He asserted that despite being forbidden entry, he had knowledge of what occurred in the Turkish homes where he used to take Diddy and his friends. Gene claimed in another interview to have accompanied Diddy to a store where he observed Diddy purchasing butt plugs for himself and paid cash on the counter to avoid having his belongings searched.
In the room together. Next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. Ja was like, yo, what's going on? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freakies.
Then he said that he, Diddy, and another group had flown to North Carolina in a private jet, slept at a luxurious hotel, and shared a presidential suite there.
Later on I think that afternoon, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. Next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule.
An intruder attempted to enter the presidential suite while claiming to be Ja Rule's cousin. Gene informed Ja Rule's cousin that he couldn't enter the room since he had been explicitly warned not to allow anyone in. Even though Gene reminded the man outside the door that Ja Rule and Puffy needed solitude because they were busy at the time, the man allegedly still tried to force his way into the hotel suite.
He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. Ja was like, yo, what's going on? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freakies.
The two men were forced to leave their suite by the hubbub, hanging onto their towels while they were naked as their cousin looked on in confusion. This scene does, however, make clear what has been happening behind closed doors. Even the fans now accept Diddy's preference for guys. Diddy is gay, period. There is no question. One of them tweeted, however, there are now claims that Will and Diddy are renowned for hosting lavish gay parties where other Hollywood celebrities are free to behave however they choose. Recently, Keith D reported that he had seen one of these occurrences in the past. He described the experience as being quite strange and unsettling to behold.
Pinkin and Will Smith, you told me before that you was at a party before that they attended, and you said the party
was like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with a big old booty and shit. Nobody was gay no more. What the fuck is going on here? It's just a lot of weird shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? That shit.
The story didn't end there, though. Do you recall the 2022 Academy Awards when Will Smith shockingly struck Chris Rock while he was upstage? Guess who steps in to save the day? None other than Diddy. He says in an effort to normalize the situation.
Okay, Will and Chris, we're gonna solve that like family at the gold party, okay? But right now we're moving on with love. Everybody make some noise.
Given that they later appear to have attended numerous events together, it seems that Diddy was keeping an eye on Will at the time. Another supporter conjectured that Will and Diddy were dating. So, did y'all hear about the rumors that Diddy and Will Smith are either bi or gay? They have been having gay parties for the DL Hollywood stars, and they might be a couple. Jamie Foxx discusses his experience at Diddy's exclusive party as follows.
And it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you know who that is. The sex?
That's all for today, everyone. Goodbye, till next time.